Hello guys, my name is Edwin and today I'm going to take you through one of the most sought after library management softwares. And I'm not kidding. You will see for yourself that it's really one of the coolest softwares to manage a library, and it's really amazing. Let me just not waste a lot of time but directly go into it. So the software which we'll be looking today is called the LibreTech, and it has been developed by a software company called ELDORETsoftwares. You can go to their website www.eldoretsoftwares.co.ke, or you can call them, which is this is their number, but just remember to remove this 0 and add a +254. That's if you are outside Kenya, because this is a very Kenyan number. So this library management system, it is accurate, it is very fast because of the technology which has been used to develop it. The technology is actually Java, a programming language which is known to be super fast, unlike most library management softwares. They are usually made of PHP, which is relatively slow and cannot handle so much complexity. So this one is accurate, the speed is very good, and then it's very efficient. And the features are that this library management system, it does cataloging. When we talk about cataloging, it is like now you have all the books in your library, and you are trying to put them into the system, like you are entering the books into the system. Now also they do a membership, the system does membership management, like if it is a community library, the users of the library. If it is a school library, the students, it registers them and manages it, membership management. And then it controls the circulation of books, that is borrowing books, lending books. It allows you to issue books, receive books, and then it tells you now, it also manages tells you which books are lost, which books are there, how many students have failed to return books on the day which they were supposed to return. That those are the defaulters. And then it has an automatic reporting system. As you can see here, it tells you the number of books, the number of students, issued books, lost books, and also it has a very cool data visualization tool here, which it literally just tells you what is happening in your library within a second or so. I'll show you the software in a while, but let me just prepare you for what is coming. So so we have a automatic reporting system. It is a real-time statistical engine, of course, developed from Java. And also lost books replacement. That means that if students have lost books or the members have lost books, it has a panel where these books can be replaced. And then also you can generate clearance forms for those users or students who have not lost books and they wish to get clearance forms from the library. And then they can also be given charge sheets if they lost those books, so that they can go and replace. And then it's one of the easiest to use, but yet very powerful, as you will see. So as I've said, this software is developed by ELDORETsoftwares. If you want it, you can visit their website, you can call them, and they are always readily available. And yes, it is really cool. So library management system. Now let's go down here. This is the logo actually of the software. You can see it is library technology, LibreTech. This is the login page, and then it is developed by ELDORET software. So without wasting a lot of time, let us now see how this library management system can can save us from time consuming paperwork which are full of errors. And now we want to transform our library to operate digitally. Now let's get to the software. Now this is the software. As you can see, it is LibreTech. So I will just launch the software. You just click and you leave it to launch. I believe I clicked it. Let me just wait. I think this one is already on already, so let me just redo it again so that you can see how super fast it loads. Yeah, it is now how super fast the software loads. Now that is the login page of LibreTech, of which now you can see there are some books behind there. There is this logo, LibreTech. You can log in. So what actually happens is that if you log in as an administrator, you will go to a panel where you will be able to add users. That's the work of the administrator, but I'll log in as a user since I have my account, so that I can take you through the software and you will understand exactly what I was talking about before. So let me log in, Edwin, and then my password is okay. Password, why do you want to know my password? Incorrect username or password. That's if you don't know the credentials, you won't be able to access this system. It has a very strong security feature. Okay, so that's now my correct password. Let's see if we can get into it now. And boom, we are inside our beautiful library management system. So let me take you through the home page, of which as you can see, we have our user there. That's me, Edwin, the librarian now. And we have this home panel, which it's the home page actually, which literally tells us everything that happens within the library. For instance, we can see that the number of books in this library are 23. You can see that the number of students is 16. You can see that we already issued 3 books, and out of these 3 books, the defaulters are 3, meaning these people are supposed to have returned these books, but they haven't. And so those ones which are issued is 0. Defaulters means generally that yes, these books are outside there, they are supposed to have been returned, but that they haven't. It's like the deadline is has been surpassed. Now the books which have been lost are 3. So you see, from here you can understand how many books are in the library, number of students, the books you have issued, those ones which have been lost, and therefore by just looking at here, you get you just get really to understand how your library is doing. And moreover, there is this panel down here for these are for books. Like it tells you how many books, let's say for chemistry you have, how many books for English you have, in a bar chart format, of which I have literally, I think this is literally one of the coolest things. And what the coolest thing also is that these things happen in real time, so that if you just like now, if you go and register, you add another book, it just automatically updates. Now we have here our cool pie chart, which we will see now. It's by now we have 0 issued books, we have lost books which are 3, and then we have defaulters which are 3, so it is half, and then 0 issued books. That's why it's not the issued books is supposed to be blue, but now it is 0, so we are not seeing anything. So we will try to do some things and then see if the software picks it up. Now that is the home panel. Here of course this is the librarian, and up here we see it is a library management system, and so this is the home page actually. So this is the home page. We are currently in the home page. So we have the dashboard, of which the dashboard is generally like more like beneath their menu items, what the software does. So these are menu, these are what the software does, actually the features. So if you click onto one of them, for instance, the first one here is managing books, the second one is managing students, the third one is issuing books. Like now you manage books, you manage students. It's just like managing books is like you are registering the books inside the software, more like it is called cataloging actually. And then managing students, it's like you are also entering the books into the system. And then issuing books is you are giving books to the library users or the students. And then we have also this panel where you return books, and then there is a list of defaulters, of course, and then there are, you can view those books which you have already issued, and then you can replace the lost books, and then here you can log out. So this is the panel actually. These are the menu items, of which I will take you through all of them. You just don't have to worry that I'm going too fast. You'll understand exactly each and every part of it as we go along. And I just want to remind you again that this software is developed by ELDORET softwares, and you can go to their website, which is eldoretsoftwares.co, or you can call this gentleman called Edwin with this number. And don't forget to add a 254, that's if you are outside the 254 code, and you will get this software. Now let's go to managing books. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you how we do cataloging, right? How we enter the books into the system. So you can see we are managing books. So what I'm going to do, I am going to add a book. I'm going to add a book, that is the book number 789Q, and then the book title is 48 Laws of Power. 48 Laws of Power. Now, this 48 Laws of Power was written by Napoleon Hill, and then it has been published by Penguin. It's one of my, of course it's an English book, so you can just select the category, and then there is always the ISBN there, and then you can save the book, and then it tells you, yes, congratulations, your book has been added successfully. And I'm like, yeah, hurrah, we have successfully cataloged that book. Now let's check if it is actually there, or if the system is just giving us false positives, or that's what medics call. No, I just viewed the all. Instead of I just viewed all books, and here we have our book 789Q. That's Napoleon Hill. So that means this is just the list of all the books which are in the library. You can click this button, view all books, and then if the screen is becoming too overwhelming for you, you can just clear here. So we can search our book also there. You just put the number there. You see already we have Napoleon Hill. Now let's imagine we want to edit the details of this book. We can, I put it Pengine. It's supposed to be Penguin. Yeah, it's supposed to be Penguin Publishers, not Pengine. So I changed that one. You find that the book has been updated, and when you come here, it's no longer Pengine but Penguin. Now also here, if you can delete books, this was one of my favorite books when I was a kid. Pakachime. It's about a miserable little cat, and I won't mind deleting it. So it tells you, do you want to delete a selected book? You just select yes or no. So I want to delete it, and where our Pakachimi is no longer in the list, so it is gone. So in short, this panel enables you to add books, to update if you want to change the details, and then you can delete them. Then you can clear the fields. If this panel is overwhelming, you can view all books. You get it. Now we are through to the panel for managing books. Let's go to the panel of managing students, and I will add myself there. My first name is Kipruto. Yes, my second name my second name is Kip Shanui, and then my last name is also Kipruto. I like Kipruto, Kiptanui, Kipruto. My student ID is they just put 4 zeros there, or 5 zeros. No, just put something like 1 2 3 4 5 0. You all know what that is. Now I'm in grade 4, and my description is that I'm in 4th year, and maybe let's say we are doing soft. If it's a college, you just put your course number, like software engineering. Or if it is a primary school, you just put West, whatever your class is, right? So I'll settle with West and save. Now the student has been added successfully. If we put our student ID, we search by student ID, which is usually on your student ID card. It was 1 2 3 4 5 and then 0, and there we have Kipruto, Kiptanui, Kipruto, grade 4, West, and then the date which has been registered. So you can also update the details if you want to change the details of the students, or you can delete the student from the system. That means he will not be able to access the books in the library, and you can also clear. So what we have done is we have managed the books, we have also managed the students. Now what is remaining is that now we need to issue this book. So we are in the issue books panel. We want to issue a book now to a student. So we enter the book which we just registered, because we want to issue it, and it tells us the book is available. It is 48 Laws of Power. Book author is Napoleon Hill, publisher Penguin. Now the student ID is the student ID 1 2 3 4 and then 0, and then let's search. So you find that the students which we registered with this number, it pops up here: Kipruto, Kiptanui, Kipruto. Alright, and then so we tell the student, now you are returning this book March date 8. If this student does not return the book by March 8, you will be automatically listed as a defaulter. So we issue the book, and the system tells us congratulations. Okay, it did not say congratulations, it just said the book issued successfully. So 48 Laws of Power by Napoleon Hill, which is number 7H9Q, has been issued successfully. Let's see if it is true, or the software is just telling us, is just throwing some false positive, like COVID-19 tests. I did not say that. So you find that, yeah, it's issued, right? These are not like COVID kits. Yeah. Now when you enter the student ID, when you enter the student ID, you find that if you try to issue this book now for the second time, it tells you this book has already been issued and therefore you cannot reissue it. Yes, yeah, so the software has already tracked it, and when you go back home you realize that we have some blue thing here, meaning that okay, this is a virus. What is wrong? Okay, there's a problem with my flash drive. Now you see that now when you look at the book circulation, there is a blue thing there. It was not initially there, meaning there is one book which has been issued. Let me remove the flash disk. It's making a lot of noise. Yeah. Now, okay, now that was it. Okay. Now now it means now we have already issued one book more, and then you see also the English book has increased from 13 to 14. So these statistics happen in real time. So number of books is 23. Issued book is 1. You can see now we already have the pie chart has changed. Now what we have to do is we have to return this book. So when it comes to returning the book, it's either you can search the book itself and you return it, or you can search the student. So I'll search the student 1 2 3 4 5 and 0. Our student is 5 8s and 0s. That's the student ID. So you just search the student, and here we have Kipruto Kiptanui Kipruto, exactly the student which we registered, and we gave him a book called 48 Laws of Power. We want, now the student has come with the book, we want to return it. So when we click here, it tells us the book status, the book number, 48 Laws of Powers by Napoleon Hill. So we check if the book that the student is giving us has exactly these details, and if the book has exactly these details, it means that the student has returned the book. Now before I hit this return button, I want you to look at here. There is this red button called the clearance form. This is where you will be able to generate a clearance form. That's if the student has not lost any book, and he has returned all the books that he was given. So if you try to generate the clearance form now, it tells you this student cannot be cleared. Why? Because the student still has a book. But now if you come down here, you generate, now if the student has lost a book, already for now it is 0, you can generate the charge sheet, right? But since the student has not lost any book, you cannot charge him for something that the student has not lost. That is criminal, right? Now, so let's say the student has returned this book. So book returned successfully, and you find that the student has now 0 books, and we can therefore go ahead and give him a library clearance form. Of course, it has a serial number and the date which has been issued, the student name, the student ID, and then issued by Edwin. And Edwin, by the way, is the librarian, and then the above named student. Then you can go ahead and print. Now I'm not going to show you. You just print it here, and if your computer is connected to a printer, the paper comes, you sign, and then you stamp, you give it to the student. He has been cleared. The same case applies to when he has lost a book. You just generate the charge sheet, you stamp it, he goes and buys the books. We are through with now returning of books, issuing of clearance forms and charge sheets. Now we are going to the defaulter list. Now let's go first to the home page. You find that our borrowed book is now the issued books is 0 because we have returned it, and now we find that our statistics are very accurate. Now let's go to the defaulter list. Now this is the list of students who are supposed to return books on a certain date, but they failed, and that means these books are still outside there, but they are supposed to have been returned. So we can hit here there, and then we see in this library we have total defaulters of 3, and the book number, the book title, the student ID, and the name of the book. Of course, the student ID, the date we issued this book, and the date they were supposed to return, of which it is way, you see this gentleman here supposed to return it on 12th. Yeah, it is really, he has really defaulted for long. So we print the list of all the defaulters, and then we hang out on the library notice board. We tell them, hey gentlemen, you are given these books, you are supposed to return, kindly make sure that these books come to the library. That is the importance of the defaulters panel. Print the list of all the defaulters, and then tell them to return the books. Now that's the defaulter list. Now let's go to the issued book details. So here we have all issued books. You can view the list of all the books that you have issued in the library. Yeah, you can see we have only issued 3, and then you can print them if you want. You can view the books issued today, or the books which are due today. Actually, the books which are supposed to be returned on today, like, because when you are issuing out books, you tell people return these books by this day, and when it reaches that day, they are supposed to return those books. So you can view all the books which are supposed to be returned today, and you can print it if you want. And you can also view the books that you issued on a certain date. Let's view. So today I've issued Think and Grow Rich by Robert Kiyosaki. I issued it to Edwin Kiptanui Kipruto, and then 48 of Laws of Power, which I literally issued it in this video. And then you can print the details if you want, or you can clear the fields if you don't want to see them. Now the next thing, where we replace lost books. Okay, again, if a book has been lost and you have generated the charge sheet, on that charge sheet there is usually the book number, so you can just cite the book number and the book will come here. But first of all, I want to show you, let's say you want to see the list of all the books which have been lost in the library with the details of those people who lost them. You just hit this button, and then it tells you the book number, the book title, the student ID, and the name of the student who lost this book. So you print all these records and you post it on the library notice board, telling, hey students, you lost these books and therefore you are supposed to purchase them. So that is the importance of this, viewing all the lost books and then printing the records of those students. So there is this book called Chozi Lahiri, which was issued to Davis Kosgei Chozi Lahiri, and the book number is number 28. The number of this student is, let me copy this one. I cannot copy the, so you can see the number, the student number is this, the student number is this, and then this is the book. You can also cite the student here. Let me just 36 7 10 238. So you can cite the student here. You can see now it gives you the student name and then the book that he has lost. So you can, okay, we have put it here, so it will not agree. So we can hit here, replace a lost book, and then book replaced successfully. So I think there were 3 books which have been lost. So now you find that there are 2, and also the pie chart has moved to more to the left. So these statistics are real time. It tells you things as they happen and just helps you keep track of what is happening in your library. Now I think to that level you can see we've managed books, we've managed students, we have issued books, we have accepted back the books which have been issued, we have looked at the defaulters, we have looked at those books which we have all the books which we have issued, the books which are supposed to be returned today, and even the books which we literally issued today. and then we have replaced the lost book. So that is it for this video, and when we log out, you can also see that we can log in as the administrator. That's if you can log in as the administrator, but the function actually of the administrator is to add users. Like, you can register users so that they can be using this software, then you can register them as users or admin. Again, you can delete the users, you can view the list of all the users, and then you can log out. So again, if you want, if you really interested in getting this software to run in your library, you can go to ELDORET softwares there, call this number, you get the software. Thank you guys for watching. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you. Okay.